gentlemen, with a 316 emerge welcome, Mrs. Tolu Odukoya Ijogun.
If they don't hype you, hype yourself. Personal branding. So I'm here to talk about personal branding, and it's a very good topic for the times that we're in today. So one main thing you need to know is personal branding is all about perception. Perception is king. In the Bible, in Mark 8:27, Jesus and his disciples went to the village around Philippi, and on the way he asked them, who do people say that I am? I think that is a big branding question. So I want to ask you today, who do people say that you are? Because what they say about you is your brand. Somebody actually once said, your brand is actually when you're not in the room. What are people saying about you? That is your brand. People have also defined brand as how you make people feel. How have you made people feel? What have you said to them? People don't remember what you say, but they remember how you made them feel. And that's why today brands are moving from throwing things at you to making you feel a certain way. Because if you can feel a certain way towards a brand, you connect to that brand. And it's just more than you putting money, for that brand. But we're not talking about money today, we're talking about personal branding. So like I said, it's all about perception and what people think about you. John Morty actually said, a brand is a meaningful perception of a product, a service, or even yourself, either good, bad, or indifferent. Ashley Ferdinand also said, brand is a sum total of how some people perceive a particular organization, but branding is about shaping that perception. So there is brand and there is branding. We're going to be talking more about branding today. So brand is a perception, but you can actually shape, change, or even make bigger, how people see you in terms of branding. So we're going to be talking more about branding today. In marketing strategy, one thing that we do when it comes to products is that we do something called marketing research. You need to, time to time, find out what is the consumer, what are they saying about you, how do they feel about you, and also monitoring your competition. Who is in the same field as you today? What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong? In marketing, we have something called the SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. You sit down and you talk or think to yourself, what are my strengths? As an individual today, what are the things that you do well and effortlessly? You need to know what those things are, because those are the things you need to maximize on. What are the opportunities? As COVID happened, a lot of opportunities have opened online. Now, we knew that online was a big deal, but guess what? We have literally started a different phase of digital revolution. We had industrial revolution, we had some digital revolution coming to 2020, but being forced to staying at home, everything has now got to be online. So even your person has to be online, but the question is, how are you online? Are you the type of person that leaves funny comments under pictures? That is your brand, my dear. Are you the type of person that, puts up pictures that are compromising? You are creating a brand. What you don't understand is that the online space is almost like a legacy building library for you. Your children will go back in 10 years, 20 years, and they will see things that you did online. If you're looking for a good job now, HR personnel will tell you, they go online to check out who you are, how you talk, how you relate, how you mix with people. If you're trying to get married and you tell your spouse or your siblings about the person you're trying to get married, or what's the person's name? Oh, his name is Tayo George or something. They go online and they literally type in Google Tayo George, and everything comes out on Tayo George. So even today, you need to be very careful as to what you put online, because it is your personal brand. When we talk about personal branding, there are a few questions you need to ask yourself, and I'm going to go through a couple of questions. But even more importantly, I think you need to also, like I said before, understand what you bring to the table. And a key thing is authenticity. Be yourself. I think those are one of the biggest issues we have in Nigeria. I'm sorry, I'm a Nigerian, but I see a lot of Nigerians trying to be Western. You want to be American, you want to be British. In fact, your accent is even like theirs. If you lived abroad, fine. But if you never stepped out of the shores of Nigeria and you have an accent, there's an authenticity problem happening there. You have to be you. You know, one thing I like about the Nigerian music industry is that we're taking Nigerian music to the world. If we're not authentic with our own music, the world will not accept it. Vice versa. If you're like authentic with yourself, the world will not accept you. If you're trying to be somebody else, you're a replica. And there are many of those kind of people. But guess what? You can't be me better than me. I can't be you better than you. So you have to be you. Now the question is, how do I present me to the world in a way that it is more accepting, it is more visible, and those that I need to connect to can connect to me? Now, you cannot connect with everybody. You cannot please everybody. Do not create a brand that is a jack of all trades, master of none. You are nice, you are... I don't even know what to say, but like I said earlier, you cannot please everybody. In fact, there are brands called niche brands. Niche brands are brands that are very focused and targeted. They only do one thing. And you need to only do one thing. You need to be you. When God created you, He gave you gifts and talents. And those things are the things that you do effortlessly. And you can really build on those things. So, personal branding. How do we now shape how people see us? Pilia Silva said, it's about purposefully and strategically showcasing your authentic self to your audience and your customers. Your personal brand should be a true reflection of your skills, your passion, your values and beliefs. You want to find that special thing that is you and make your brand all about that. You can't make it up. It has to be real, though it can and probably should be a little exaggerated. Like I said, it has to be you. Even in singing, I'm a singer, but the way I sing is not the way the next person sings. You need to be able to understand your gifting, but still be true and authentic to yourself. I read a saying once that said, carve a niche, and in that niche, carve another niche. Make it so you that everybody else literally has to turn and say, wow, I really like what this person is doing. So a few questions. Building a personal brand. First of all, you have to take inventory of your existing brand assets. What are they? Your skills and credentials. What skills have you acquired throughout your life? What training, credentials, certification, or awards have you received? Your passion and interest. What industries and topics are you most interested in? What are you passionate about? Your core value and beliefs. What are some of the things that are most important to your core values? What do you believe in? What do you stand for? What do you stand against? There's another saying that says if you stand for nothing, you fall for everything. So you need to be clear as to what you stand for. You cannot be a bandwagon person. If everybody jumps, you jump. I'm not saying, you know, once in a while you can't do what everybody else is doing. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes to personal branding, you need to be authentic to yourself and stand for what you believe in. Because when you push what you believe in, it is more relatable and people can, you know, trust that. Some key elements of personal branding. Your brand vision. What do you want to be known for? If you became known as the world's go-to expert on XYZ topic, what would that be? Your brand mission. Why do you want to build a personal brand? What is your purpose? Who do you want to influence? What do you want to accomplish? These are things you really, they might seem like very, very over-the-top questions, but I really think you should sit down and write those things out. Do you want to just be an influencer to be known and seen? It's very fleeting and it has no base and no foundation. Influencers come and go, but there's some influencers that stay. Why? Because there's something authentic to them. Look at Chris Boseman that died, the guy that acted Wakanda. You will see that he had very, very clear values. And he pushed those values in everything he did. If you read the Wakanda story, you will understand there were some things that he literally had to fight with Warner Brothers about. Because he said, if you want me to act this role, these are the things I cannot compromise on. And those things he didn't compromise on were what made the movie what it was. So it is very, very important that you are clear on what you believe in, your values. Why do you want to be an influencer? Why do you want people to know you? Who do you want to influence and why? As Christians, our first mandate is to influence for the gospel. If people like you, they come to you, even in your field of expertise, be it branding, be it business. whatever it is, anywhere you are an example of Jesus Christ. And we as Christians always have to put that at the back of our minds, being the best that we can be. There's several mountains, there are about 7 mountains. There's education, there's medicine, there's entertainment. We are mandated to be at the top of every mountain, be the best at everything we do. But understanding that we are doing those things as Christians, we are shining the light for Jesus Christ. So why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you want to be known? Why do you want to be seen? It must be God-centered. Your brand message, what is the key message you want to communicate? What message do you want to consistently reinforce in your content and in your marketing? If you could only give one piece of advice to your audience, what would it be? Your brand personality. What are some of your brand characteristics and traits that you can weave into your brand? Do you want to be perceived as very polished or professional, or perhaps more quirky and adventurous? There's no box you need to fit into. Just be you. If you're quirky, be quirky. There are people that connect to quirky and do not connect to serious. There are people that connect to serious and not connect to quirky. It's like churches. Churches are different brands. They are the serious orthodox brands where people don't wear earrings. They're very serious. It doesn't mean they're not going to heaven. That is what they connect to. There's a brand where they are out there, they are wearing jeans, they're praising God in a different way. It doesn't mean they're not Christians. That is what they connect to. So in every category, for example, in finance, you have the fun, young banks. You have the old, prestigious banks. You have the banks that only talk to the HNIs, the high net worth individuals. You have the banks that only talk to the retailers, the ones that actually in the marketplaces. It doesn't mean they're not banks, but they know who their target audience is. And knowing who your target audience is will definitely form the way you speak, the way you dress, the way you look, the way you craft your message. You need to be very clear. You cannot be talking to everybody. If you're talking to everybody, you're going to get lost in the crowd. You need to be talking to somebody. So your brand personality, do you want to be polished, quirky, professional, adventurous? That is all up to you. Amanda Bond said, to have a strong personal brand, you have to stand for something, believe in a certain way of doing things, and proudly communicate those beliefs on your platform. Brands who don't achieve this get lukewarm audience response and wonder why their audiences aren't called to action by their efforts. If you're doing everything, no one is going to connect with you. They might follow you and in fact unfollow you. From time to time, I go on my Instagram and I'm in the page where I see everybody's posts, and I stop and say, well, why am I following this person? I literally just look at them like, did I follow this person? Why? There was something that made me follow the person in the first place. The person has probably now shifted their messages, or maybe I thought the person was one way and they are posting a half-naked picture. I say, I follow this person. I unfollow very quickly. What am I saying? What you start with or who you are, just be true to that. Don't see somebody else's page and say, oh, the person is doing this, let me do it as well so I can get more followers. The people that started following in the beginning, you will lose them, and those are probably your true followers. And sometimes you don't have to grow fast. Having big numbers doesn't mean you're engaging with all those numbers. If you have 5,000 people and you're engaging well with 5,000, meaning that for us as marketers, we don't just look at your follower numbers. We look at how many likes you are getting, how many comments you're getting. That informs the type of engagement. So imagine you have 50,000 followers, and on a picture you have 5,000 likes and you have 5 comments. What does that mean? You're not engaging. So as a brand or as a company, I'm not going to pick you as an influencer because your numbers are not making sense. Given that we understand today that people can actually buy followers, you can buy likes, and sometimes you can buy comments. But I'm saying, really and truly, if you want to connect, if you have 5,000 followers, you put a picture up, you have 4,000 likes and 1,000 comments, what does that say? You are actually communicating, you are engaging, and those are people that brands will like to pick as brand ambassadors, because those are, if you say my message, I can be sure you are speaking directly to 1,000 people because you are literally owning your followers. So don't compare yourself and look at numbers and say, oh, I wish I had more numbers. Is it translating? If you're a business person, if you sell 5 naira pens and 5,000 people buy 5 naira pens from you, you're good. But if you have 50,000 followers and 2 people buy from you, who are you fooling? You're fooling yourself. So like I'm saying, build your crowd, be true to yourself, be authentic, be consistent. Another main thing for brand building is consistency. If you're going to be doing something, do it consistently. Monday minutes. Make sure every Monday you're there with your Monday minutes. Wednesday, worship. Make sure every Wednesday you're there with your worship. Because if people can count on coming on Wednesday and seeing you, you're growing your brand. You're growing a brand affinity, which talks about people loving and trusting your brand. They know that Wednesdays, this lady is going to be on, this guy is going to be on. Be consistent, and be consistent with your message. Don't be acting like a Christian online and be an unbeliever offline. The worst thing you can do is damage your brand loyalty or brand trust. If I trust you for being A, for example, you are fat and you are showing off pictures online that shows you thin, and I see you in real life and you're fat, I'm not going to trust you. But if you come online and say, guys, I'm actually bigger, I've actually lost 5 kg, you might not see, but this is how I did it. And I see you the first time, I say, okay, she's like a size 16. I say, you know, she's a size 14. She didn't go from size 16 to size 8. She went from 16 to 14. I can trust your process because I can see the process. So don't overly promise some things online that you cannot deliver. Be real, be truthful. I don't know, but I will find out. I can get it, but I will come back to you. Be open with your customers, because if they can trust you, they can do business with you. If they like you, they like you. If they trust you, they will give you their money. It's important you know that. And also some demographics. Who are you talking to? What are their ages? What is the gender, education, relationship status, incomes, profession? What are their desires and aspirations? What are their dreams and their goals? If you can literally point out what your target audience is dreaming for, what they are trying to achieve in terms of goals, you can then position yourself to help them get there. If you have what I need and I see that you have what I need, I can easily choose you. If you have what I need and I don't know you, you will never be an option. You need to also be out there. Let people see you. Let people know what you bring to the table so you can be an option. In marketing, it's something we call top of mind, meaning that there's literally a ladder in your head. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, where does my brand sit? And that's why I asked in the beginning. You might know 4 Sheguns, but 1 Shegun is number 1. Why? There's a connection to that Shegun. And then the other Shegun is probably number 2, and then the other one's probably number 3. Same thing with brands. Top of mind. Where do I sit in the mind of my target audience? How can I get to number 1? It's all about creating value. If you can create value for your customers or your target audience, and they can see and get that value, you probably have a lifetime customer. Word of mouth. If they are happy with you, they will share. If they are not happy with you, they will share. You also have to understand that. You also have to understand that the customer is king. Your target audience is important. That's why my brother once told me, oh, Tolu, on your personal page, people don't see your personality. It's all about Jesus and scripture. That is the brand that I'm pushing on that page. I'm not pushing my personality. I'm pushing God, scriptures, and being a pastor. Even on my RT page about prayers, all we put on there is prayers and testimonies. I've had people approach me, oh, you have almost 100,000 followers. Can you do this ad for me? No, I can't. They were going to pay me for it. Now, if I'm not clear on what my brand is, I will be taking money. Everybody, I'm putting up different things. Guess what? I will lose my followers because that was not why they followed me. You have to understand. And if you're the type of person that wants to start, grow a number to start business and start pushing people for advertising, from the beginning, let it be known. When you're building your numbers, let it be known, this is what we're doing. We can push your business. Just don't lie or don't give off something that you're not. Because if your target audience feel they can't trust you, the unfollow button is very, 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 they will just click and we just see your numbers reducing. So like I said in the beginning, branding is huge. I can't really give you all the details, but know who you are and why you want to be pushed or what you're pushing. Know who your competition is. And in personal branding, it's not particularly competition. is okay. I like what they're doing. I want to see it. I want to emulate it and probably make it better. Nothing is new. Everything is recycled. That's one thing you should understand. So don't always, oh, let me figure it out myself. Somebody has done it before. Go and read about it. Read case studies. Understand why what is happening. And then from your experience and what you've been through in life, you can bring that in to make it more you. Understand what's happening in Nigeria or in the category that you play in and see where you can build a niche for yourself. Be consistent. Be consistent. If you can't do it every week, do it every 2 weeks. But be consistent and also be authentic. Be you. Nobody can compete with you at being you. So be you. I really wish I could say so many more things, but I hope the few things I've said has helped you to really look at yourself and also your business or anything you're trying to push. If you need more content, go online. Hey, go online. Google is your friend. You can read about bigger brands, read about personal branding, read about other things, and then from there really build the brand that you want. Don't lie. Don't build a persona that is not you, please, because that is the worst way to start anything. God bless you. I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things from this session, and I hope we can do this again. Bye.
Okay, wait, I want to ask a question.
Okay.
But I have to use the mic, right? Because one question I've heard you ask consistently is, what if you already have a page online, or you not have clarity as to what you want to,
You don't have, or you have clarity.
You have a page already. Now you have clarity as to what personality
you want to push.
What your brand wants.
Yeah.
Should you start a new page entirely, or should you just redefine what you have?
Page. Okay. I will say, I personally wouldn't tell you to start a new page. If you want to start a new page, you tell the people, your followers on this page, guys, I'm starting a new page. It's going to be about this, 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 and this. Follow me on this page. You can do that. But even on the new page, your personality has to be seen. What people normally do is when you're pushing maybe a business, you put up a lot of posts about the business. Maybe you're selling food. You put up about food is important. You will always show food. So, but you also need to show yourself. You need to talk about yourself and how you got into food, why you like doing what you're doing. People connect to people more than they connect to institutions or products or services. And that's why most companies try to build a lot of awareness around personalities, because you easily can connect. And most brands like to look for brand ambassadors because people follow people. So you really don't have to start another page if you can easily incorporate what you want to do with who you are. Continue on your page, and then your new post and new outlook will be more on the new thing you're trying to push. So you come on your page and say, hi guys, guess what? I'm going to start this new thing on this page. Now we're going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and then start pushing. So you can open another page, but you don't have to manage 2 pages. But left to me, you can continue on that page, still pushing your personality, which people loved in the first place to follow you. And if they like you, they will buy what you're selling. So you can just build on that platform and get more people to support you with that. So I think that's that. Any other questions? Well, since you don't have any other questions, I would say you can send me a question, but honestly, I don't want to lie. This is a brand thing. Because you send me a question and I don't answer on Instagram, you say, Pastor Tolu said that we should have a question. You just, but if you see me in person, you can ask, and I will love to have a discussion with you and help you as much as I can. But like I said, Google is your friend. Read everything, pray about it. The Holy Spirit is another library of amazingness. So pray about it, and then I'm sure you get a hang of it. God bless you. Bye.